Hi, this is Robert Polenic, the owner of Brutal Iron Gym. I'm finishing up a leg workout today, and I thought it would be fun to share two things that I'm doing in my training that are probably typically considered things you shouldn't do. Number one is I'm using both a heel elevation wedge and Olympic lifting shoes to do hack squats. This is typically considered a no-no because the 10-degree wedge that I'm standing on plus the height of heel lift that I get in Olympic lifting shoes makes my foot pitched quite severely, which then means my knees extend past my toes quite a bit, much more than what would be considered normal for a hack squat. Now, when I'm doing the hack squat, sometimes I'll do it with flat shoes, no wedge. I'll then sometimes do it with only my Olympic lifting shoes or only the wedge. And then I'll do things like I'm doing today is where I have both the wedge and my shoes. What I like about this variation is this extreme angle of bend at my knee, and it really emphasizes, I feel, the lower portion of the quadriceps, especially the outer quad sweep down by the knee. I have injured those tissues way back when I was younger. I was trying some really heavy squats that I definitely wasn't strong enough for, and I tore both the quads on the way down. So, bummer learning lesson. But I've come back, rebuilt the tissues. I have since added over 150 pounds to my squat. So they have rebuilt themselves in strength, and now I'm working to rebuild them in size. This variation where I elevate my heels in an extreme way really pushes that stretch at the knee and really activates that lower outer portion of the quadricep. So I really like it. I balance the risk of it by staying slow and controlled in the movement and by using high reps, which allows more of a moderate weight. So I'm not going to try like a heavy 5-rep max in this variation. I typically will do sets of 10 to 20 reps, and that's light enough that if I do a few reps and something feels odd, I can just quit the set. It's not like a 1-rep max where once you get into it, it either goes well or it doesn't. This gives me a little bit of wiggle room in case it doesn't go well or in case it doesn't feel right. Now, that variation is awesome for me. But as I said, you'll typically hear people say that that will be a no-no, allowing your knees to go that far past your toes. The other thing I'm doing in today's workout is I'm using my Olympic lifting shoes to do RDLs. This is also typically a no-no because if you elevate the heel in an RDL or a stiff leg deadlift, you're going to get less hamstring stretch. Now, I'm actually using that intentionally today because I feel that when I do RDLs in my Olympic lifting shoes, I can better isolate my glutes because there is a reduced stretch in my hamstrings. So again, I'm using something that's typically a no-no as a way to help me better feel and isolate muscles that I ideally want in my workout. Now again, I mitigate the risk. The risk in this could be that it pitches you forward into your toes, which could cause some lower back strain or pain. I'll mitigate that by using a seal row bar, which has a bend, which when you angle the bend away from you allows you to get the bar closer, so that lessens lower back stress. And I'm also doing it where I don't have to walk the bar out. I'm using Mutant Metal J-cups, which are like monoliths. So that way I don't have to walk the bar. I can kind of find my position, stay nice and stable. I'm also doing a slow, controlled eccentric. And again, I'm using moderate weight load for 10 to 20 reps. The benefit of both of these variations of lifts is they help me isolate areas of muscles that I really want to target that without these no-nos, it would be much harder for me to be able to do. The reason why I want to make today's video is to encourage you to experiment a little bit. I want you to experiment safely, so please don't get hurt. But I started personal training, training other people when I was 16 years old. I'm 40 now, so I've been doing it for 24 years. This is my main profession. I've taught at the university level as a job, and I've done some other jobs over the years. But this is the full-time thing I've been doing for, oh gosh, now 13 years. And I'm very blessed. I get to do it out of my home gym, which is amazing. And I have a good business going. And part of what has allowed me to develop this business, be able to develop my experience over 24 years of personal training, is experimenting with positions and movements and equipment, so that way I can learn how I move best, how I can move safely, and then how I can help other people do the same. So if you're just training yourself, don't be afraid to experiment, so that way you can find variations of movements and exercises that feel best for you. If you train other people, then you absolutely should experiment, because it's going to help you learn more about what your clients might feel and how to find the feelings that would be best for them given their leverages and their individual needs and goals. So experiment and know that it's okay to do so. Then how I blend that in with my training is in a program where I might run, say, certain workouts or a certain workout structure for 4 weeks. I'll typically choose in my workout one exercise that I'll experiment with, and then the other exercises I have in the workout are known entities, things that I know work well, that feel well. So I don't experiment with an entire workout because then it can be kind of hit or miss on the entire day. I like to experiment with a single exercise, and usually I'll experiment with it at the end of the workout so I can ensure I got a great workout already. I'll then experiment with a movement at the end. I'll typically do a very lightweight load because I'm experimenting, trying to figure it out. If it feels like something that I want to do, then I'll keep it in the next program, bump it up in rotation, try it heavier, and try to advance that. If I try it and I don't like the feeling, that's okay. I scrap it and then try something else. So I thought it might be fun to share that it's okay to experiment, and it's actually helpful to experiment. Just be intelligent with how you experiment. Do it with slow, controlled motions, do it with moderate weight loads, and then the first time you do something, even the first 2, 3, 4 times you do something, don't aim to push it to maximal failure. Just challenge the muscles, challenge the movement, so you can get a feel for what it looks like, how it feels, where the risk points are, what are the main focuses, so you can learn the exercise. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section, and thank you for watching.